Okay, just got back from the store and we're at 1,813 steps, so only 53,200 and something more. Yeah, I'll just set out on that walk. So for breakfast we got yeah, I won't tell you what I had for breakfast. So for breakfast I'm having some cereal, muesli if you've had this, with some milk, and then this yogurt, an English scone. We've got some honey we're gonna put in there, so lots of carbs, which is good. Also, I got this guy. I'm trying to have a vegetable with every meal, and I literally just eat I eat that pepper like an apple. Like it's pretty good, to be honest. If you're anything like me, you probably have a few BHAGs. You have goals or ambitions that right now seem out of reach. These are goals that will take years and a lot of hard work to make a reality, and even then you're not sure if you'll be able to achieve it. But because the alternative is wallowing in mediocrity, dying a slow death every single day and trying to enjoy yourself with fleeting pleasures along the way, something deep within you calls you forward to do something great with your life. Alright, it is 9:09 and I'm about to head out. I'm just gonna put some different clothes on, I think, and then head out. For me, a couple months ago, my BHAG was added to a list of my 100 life goals: complete an Ironman triathlon. For those of you who don't know, an Ironman is a 2.4 mile swim, a 112 mile bike, followed by a 26.2 mile run, a marathon. This is the race of endurance athletes. If you would have asked me a few years ago if I wanted to just run a marathon, I would have told you, heck no. But really, it was because deep down I didn't believe I could. I'm not sure why I felt compelled to write this goal down on a quiet Sunday afternoon in my flat in London. Perhaps you feel the same way about your goal. When I did write it down, I felt the goal was ages away, that I might complete it in a few years' time, but wouldn't get anywhere close to it anytime soon. Fast forward just a few weeks, I was in the middle of my first think week, when the hotel room I was staying in got too boring and the demons from my past I was wrestling with were putting up a good enough fight. I would occasionally relent and go for a long walk to clear my head and think. I've talked about the benefits of walking on this channel before, but these walks were different. I didn't have my phone to distract me. I didn't have anything to get back to. It was just me, alone with my thoughts, on a long walk in Edinburgh. It was on one of these walks that I had this idea pop in my head. What if I walked a marathon? I spent a little more time thinking about it and researching it. 2 days later, I set out to complete the first step toward my big, hairy, audacious goal of completing an Ironman, walking my first marathon. Okay, yeah, so the other thing is that I was going to do this tomorrow, but my Oura ring, which is what I'm using to track, it's almost out of battery and I didn't bring the charger with me to Edinburgh, so I had to do it today. So it should be fine. I have like 20% battery left and it usually lasts like 5 to 6 days, so this is probably the last day. I assume it'll like lose battery maybe around like 6 or 7 this evening, so I need to finish before then, which shouldn't be too hard. So yeah, I'm heading out. Okay, so this is where we're going. That ridge up there. And it just started to rain a little bit, so we'll see how that goes. This is gonna be a pretty steep uphill. There's like this hill over here that you can see. I'm trying to figure out the best way to go. I started with the goal of completing the marathon in 3 separate stints throughout the day with as much rest as I needed, but after being 30 minutes in, I knew I wasn't going to stop. As I walked, I noticed a nagging voice in the back of my head saying only 13 miles left, only 10 miles left, only 5 miles left, etc. Metaphorically speaking, this is exactly how I was living my life as well. Only a few more hours of work left, only 1 more month before you go home, etc. I noticed something interesting though. Every time I was thinking only this much left, I wasn't happy. Every time I was just enjoying the moment, taking it in for what it was, not judging it, only loving it. So cool. I was happy. If we can't be happy on a walk down the street, something needs to change. This is incredible. It's so pretty. So to anyone looking to achieve something greater with their life, here are a few tips to get you started. Number 1, find a smaller, more achievable version of your goal. Similar to how I broke the Ironman into a marathon and then decided to walk that marathon, you can do the same with what you want to do long term. Find the minimum viable chunk of what you want to do and commit to making it happen, even if it seems like a stretch right now. Okay, officially 10 more miles left. And officially 5 hours walking straight. Number 2, don't waste time in research. It was Ralph Potts who said, "The simple willingness to improvise is more vital in the long run than research." Walking backwards. Just trying it out. Instead of walking, I could have been reading about walking, but no, I had fallen into that trap too many times before. This time, I researched briefly to make sure it was possible, then took the jump as soon as I could. Okay, so this right here, hopefully you can see, that is Arthur's Seat. And this is what we were looking at earlier with that big ridge. So hopefully we're gonna do both. That's the plan. Number 3, block out an entire day to make a significant dent in what you want to do long term. While small daily habits may be the compound interest of self-improvement, proving what's possible to your subconscious by shocking your system through achieving a seemingly insurmountable task will make the daily habits seem even easier to accomplish, and you will be even more motivated in the long term. Number 4, be present. As the motto of the King's Radiance says, life before death, strength before weakness, journey before destination. Don't get lost like I did in thinking about how great your life will be once you've finished your goal. Enjoy each step of the journey as if it was the most important one. Indeed it is. It is the only one available to you in that moment. Don't be like the man who looked back on his life and wondered where it went. Be a human being, not a human doing. Okay, so this is the first real break I'm taking where I'm sitting down. I think I'm getting a blister on my heel, my right foot. But looking at it, it looks fine. I think it looks fine. I can't see anything. Still have 8 more miles to go, which feels like a lot. Yeah. So you can see the castle in the background. That's where I'm hoping to end, near there. There's also this fountain. Can't really see the fountain, but I just decided, so I have 2 miles left to do a marathon in total, but I decided that the purpose of this is to actually do 26.2 miles consecutively. So I'm gonna add an extra mile because that first mile was what I did before breakfast. So yeah, I have 3 miles, 3-ish, 3.3 left now. I feel fine. Legs hurt a little bit, obviously, but honestly, it doesn't get worse after mile 17. Almost to the castle. That's it. There's the castle behind me. Can't see me very well, but the castle's pretty cool. Feeling pretty good, so I think I'm gonna run the last little bit. I have 1.3 miles left, and I'm gonna run it. So we'll see how it goes. One more mile. One more mile. Okay, I just finished with the run. That's it. I did my first marathon. I'm in the bike lane. Did it. Number 5, share what you learn. It was after I shared this experience with a few friends that I had one of them reach out to me and say, hey, let's do a marathon together. Just 2 weeks ago, we also did a marathon in the Forest of Dean, and now I've done 2 walking marathons, and I'm thinking about making it a monthly habit. This is something I wouldn't have dreamed of doing just 2 months ago. So, if you're feeling inadequate or that your daily behavior could never live up to the level of action required to achieve something big, hairy, or audacious, remember, your hardest goals are much closer than they now appear. This channel is the place where I package everything I'm learning in life and present it in a way that is as helpful as possible to the viewer. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to this channel. You might also enjoy the videos on your screen now. With that being said, I will see you next time.